Good afternoon, please. Good afternoon, dear colleagues. We are holding with you planned activities today. That's what this meeting is called, Biannual Standing Meeting on Nuclear Deterrence. It is holding, and on today's agenda we have such a question related to updating the foundations of the state policy in the field of nuclear deterrence. Along with the military doctrine, this is the document which officially defines and details Russia's nuclear strategy. First of all, the basic principle of the use of nuclear weapons is fixed, namely, the use of nuclear forces is an extreme measure to protect the country's sovereignty. I note that we've always taken a highly responsible approach to such issues, being well aware of the enormous power of these weapons. We've endeavored to strengthen the international legal framework for global stability to prevent the proliferation of nuclear weapons and their components. Today, the nuclear triad remains the most important guarantee of the security of our state and citizens. It is an instrument for maintaining strategic parity and the balance of power in the world. At the same time, we see that the current military and political situation is changing dynamically, and we must take this into account, including the emergence of new sources of military threats and risks for Russia and our allies. It is important to forecast the development of the situation and accordingly adapt the provision of the strategic planning document to the current realities. Over the past year, specialists from Ministry of Defense, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Security Council staff, and other departments have conducted an in-depth, comprehensive analysis, assessed the need to adjust our approaches to the possible use of nuclear forces based on the results of this work. It was proposed to make some clarifications in defining the conditions for the use of nuclear weapons. Therefore, in the draft framework, expands the category of states and military alliances against which nuclear deterrence is being carried out, supplemented the list of military threats for the neutralization of which nuclear deterrence measures are being taken, on which I would also like to draw your attention to the updated version of the document. Aggression against Russia by any non-nuclear weapon state, but with the participation or support of a nuclear-armed state, is proposed to be considered as a joint attack on the Russian Federation. It defines the conditions for Russia's transition to the use of nuclear weapons. We will consider such a possibility as soon as we receive reliable information about a massive launch of aerospace attack means and their crossing of our state border. I mean airplanes of strategic or tactical aviation, cruise missiles, drones, hypersonic and other air. We reserve the right to use nuclear weapons in the event of aggression against Russia and Belarus as a member of the Union State, with the Belarusian side with the President of Belarus. All these issues have been agreed upon, including if the enemy using conventional weapons poses a critical threat to our sovereignty. In conclusion, I would like to note that all the clarifications are deeply calibrated and commensurate with contemporary military threats and risks to the Russian Federation. Let's get to work on the words of Defense Minister Andrei Romchuso.